Ladies and gentlemen, welcome out. It is week number 2 in the NCP Nimbus here. Season 3, the Detroit Stalewings, the Detroit, listen here, the Detroit Stalewings are taking on an Ultra player in the New York Metagross. If you guys want, go check out my buddy. I will link his channel down below so you guys can go check out this side of the battle as well. And of course, if you guys are new, feel free to subscribe for some more content. We're going to go full face cam really quickly. Don't forget, we do have Detroit Stalewings merchandise, hoodies, pillows, t-shirts. Pick up a mug. Pick up a do we have mugs? I gotta double check on that. Steve, we gotta double check on that. I gotta look into mugs, but we've got everything else that you could ever imagine. Toss a logo on there, it's gonna be great. If you guys saw last week's battle, you guys know it was a longer one, and frankly, that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen with our team composition here. We have not made any free agent transactions between week 1 and 2, although it was discussed potentially in the front office getting some additional power on the team. But this week we are going up against an equally powerful team as last week. We're going to see some common threats, and I'm confident we've got the 6 that we need in order to beat my opponent. If you guys want to skip on ahead to the battle, you'll see some text floating away on screen in post-production if I remember to, but we're going to start going ahead and going over the teams. You'll see them appear on screen right about now. My opponent has Dracovish, Ferrothorn, Rotom Heat, Hatterene, Rhyperior, Toxicroak, Noctowl, Persian, Lowland Persian, I should say, Pythagoras, and Shuckle. Some things to note here as far as his team goes. He's got an incredible amount of hazards with 3 rockers, a spiker, a T-spiker, and a sticky web user. He has no spinners, but he does have 2 defoggers in the form of Rotom and Noctowl, and he's got a magic bouncer in the form of Hatterene. A few priority Pokemon with Sucker Punch on Rotom Heat and Toxicroak. I believe Toxicroak also gets Vacuum Wave as well. But that's going to be our team. We're going to start going over our team right now. As far as the 6 that I think he's going to be bringing, if you have Dracovish, you're going to bring it. That's one thing I've learned. If you have I don't know if Ferrothorn's going to show up. I've got some pretty good fighting and fire type Pokemon here, but I would say Dracovish is going to show up. I think Rotom Heat is really nice because we don't have a ground type, so we don't have an electric immunity, so he can just volt switch all over our team. I think the Hatterene will show up because offensive Hatterene rips my team apart. Offensive Psychic Fairy coverage, Toxapex, Umbreon, Hitmontop. I mean, with Mystical Fire, like, all mine 3 attack, like Life Orb, Trick Room, whatever you want to run. I think Hatterene's going to show up. I think Pythagoras is going to show up because we, like, don't have a really strong Ghost type. So I definitely think that'll show up, and our Dark type is pretty passive as well. I think Rhyperior will show up. I think Rhyperior serves as a good pivot for helping out with Pokemon like Incineroar, helping out with Pokemon like Hitmontop, being able to just take like physical hits a little bit better, because outside of that, a lot of his Pokemon really don't take those super effective hits well, although we do have some ways of handling Rhyperior. Also serves as a good stealth rocker for him. And then I think a Lowland Persian is going to show up just because it is faster than our entire team. And Parting Shot around, it does get the Parting Shot, it gets U-turn, it can foul play, it can do a whole bunch of stuff. So those are the 6 that I think he's going to be bringing. We'll see what he's bringing at the time of the battle. But the first Pokemon we are bringing is going to be Plague the Toxapex. Plague is rocking his Black Sludge with the Regenerator ability. Baneful Bunker, Sludge Wave, Scald and Recover, 240 EVs in HP, 252 EVs in defense, and 52 EVs in special attack with a bold nature. Now, I was originally just going to bring like Max and we were just going to call it a day, but it seriously came to me like in a dream. I was like, if he brings sub 3 attack Dracovish, what do I have for that? And I didn't. So I wanted to, I built this Toxapex. This is around a Adamant, a max attack Adamant, Dracovish that would outspeed Incineroar and then put the rest in HP. That is what this breaks with Sludge Wave. We break the sub 100% of the time with Sludge Wave. If he decides to forego that to get extra bulk and run Jolly, then we have a chance to break the sub each time, but it's not guaranteed. But if he brings the Adamant set like I would expect on a sub 3 attack Dracovish, that is what we are bringing. That might be a little, you know, if he brings Bandit or Scarf, we're in a little bit of a better position. I think sub 3 attack against our team really kind of puts us in a tricky situation, especially because he's just at that speed tier where he's faster than a lot of our Pokemon to pose a threat. So we are 3-hit KO'd by non-banded Psychic Fangs. If it is banded, then we got to be a little bit more careful. But we can scout with Baneful Bunker. We can go for Sludge Wave to break the sub. Scald's really nice to toss burns off on Dracovish, on Ferrothorn. Super effective against Rotom Heat, on Hatterene, on Rhyperior. Toxicroak, if he brings it, could be a little problematic for this because it really just kind of sets up on us. Noctowl as well could be a little bit problematic. We can get burns on Persian, Cofagrigus, and Shuckle as well. Recover helps us stay in the game a little bit longer. I don't think there's too much to discuss with this Pokemon. I did just want to kind of break down those EVs and why we were bringing so much special attack investments. Dracovish has a lower natural special defense stat than it does a defense. Otherwise, I would have ran physical with like Poison Jab and Liquidation. But because of that, I wanted something to be able to take advantage of the lower stat. So we went with Sludge Wave. The next Pokemon on the team is going to be a little bit of a special breaker this week. We've got a Regenerator Core this week. We're bringing Gumby the Reuniclus. He is rocking his Assault Vest with the Regenerator ability. Future Sight, Psychic, Focus Blast, and Shadow Ball. 236 EVs in HP. 4 EVs in defense, 252 EVs in special attack, 4 EVs in special defense, and 12 EVs in speed with a modest nature. The 12 EVs in speed are if he decides to speed creep with anything like Hatterene or Cofagrigus. They're naturally slow already, so we do speed tie Cofagrigus and then outspeed Hatterene. We've got a little bit on there just in case he tosses any speed on there to help out, but we did not have really much to help out with the special mon. So with this, we can take special hits from Rotom a little bit better. We can take special hits from the Hatterene a little bit better. Nasty Plot Toxicroak, Noctowl, Nasty Plot Persian for that matter, things like that. Cofagrigus if it's offensive, and dish out some really big damage. If he does not bring a Alolan Persian, his team doesn't like getting hit by a Future Sight. That's why I think Persian needs to show up. If not, we're just tossing off modest Future Sights. And then if Persian does show up, we have Focus Blast to hit that. Focus Blast also hits the Ferrothorn as well as the Toxicroak. Psychic is pretty spammable, and then Shadow Ball helps out with the Cofagrigus. The max HP do give us the most bulk overall, 4 in defense and special defense to let none go to waste, and then 252 in special attack, so we can hit as hard as freaking possible. Next up, we have CBAD Bless, the Jirachi. Jirachi is rocking their choice scarf with the Serene Grace ability, Stealth Rock, Iron Head, U-Turn, and Fire Punch. It's a pretty standard Jirachi set. One little bit of speed control this week. Also something to kind of help out with Persian. The speed does give us the ability to outspeed Scarf Rotom Heat, so we are able to run Adamant. So we have 252 EVs in attack, 4 in special defense, and 252 in speed with an Adamant nature to give us that little bit of extra oomph on our Iron Heads, on our U-Turns, and our Fire Punches. And then we do have a Stealth Rocker as well. He's got a few defoggers, so if he does set up webs, spikes, we can of course absorb our own toxic spikes, but any webs, any rocks, any spikes, we can set up our own rocks, which do hurt things like the Rotom, do hurt things like the Noctowl as well, and just get a little bit more chip damage overall on his team. Fire Punch is there to help out with the Ferrothorn, and then Iron Head is just pretty spammable, honestly. We've got Serene Grace and Iron Head, so 60% chance to flinch if it comes down to it. That's what Jirachi is there for. U-turn for pivoting as well. The next Pokemon on the team, I wanted to have a little bit more fun. I feel like a lot of my draft prep is really pseudo standard, I want to say, and after experiencing the Thunderwave Melmetal last week, I'm gonna mess around with my microphone here because it just keeps wanting to go down. There we go. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Now I don't need to touch it. That's what we have an arm for, so I don't have to hold my microphone. After encountering Thunderwave Melmetal, I was like, I really don't want to bring something super generic. I want to bring something that's incredibly niche to a matchup, which is really what you should be doing in draft league. So we are bringing Bouquet the Roserade. She is rocking her Life Orb with the Natural Cure ability. Technician really didn't help out too much, and Poison Point really doesn't help out as much either. Natural Cure can help if we get like Will-O-Wisped or really that's it. So Technician's not Natural Cure was probably the most practical of any of the abilities there. But we are rocking 4 attacks. We have a Sunny Day, Weather Ball, Sludge Bomb, and Giga Drain. 28 EVs in HP, 252 EVs in special attack, 228 EVs in speed with a timid nature. What does this allow us to do? So what this allows us to do, first off, by tossing off a Sunny Day, we are hindering the damage output that Dracovish Vicious Wren does to our team. The next thing we do is we make fire attacks hit really, really hard, and it turns Weather Ball into a fire type move, which hits the, you guessed it, Ferrothorn. It also does help out with the Toxicroak as well. Should Toxicroak decide to show up, being able to hit that thing with a Weather Ball is really nice. And then Dual Stab does really well against the team. Sludge Bomb hits Rotom and Hatterene. Giga Drain hits Rhyperior. Sludge Bomb, Noctowl is going to be a little bit of a problem because of how especially bulky it is if it does show up, but Sludge Bomb hits that. Sludge Bomb hits Persian. Sludge Bomb hits Cofagrigus. And then Weather Ball hits Shuckle. I mean, it does hit really hard. I wanted to find a way to give this thing like Growth, Sunny Day, Weather Ball, Sludge Bomb, and Giga Drain, but I couldn't. I thought about bringing Sunny Day on another Pokemon just so I could bring Growth 3 attack and like have that Pokemon have Sunny Day Heat Rock. It just wasn't balancing out too well. So Roserade being able to set up its own Sun to drop a Weather Ball on Ferrothorn is going to be really nice, especially because with the lack of HP Fire, Ferrothorn can be a rather reasonable switch into this Pokemon as well. And on his team, he's got one Steel type that doesn't appreciate a Sludge Bomb. Outside of that, you know, Ferrothorn comes in, we're clicking Weather Ball. So when he doesn't like have a Pokemon that wanted to like takes Weather Ball and then says, let me take another one of the moves. So Roserade really sets up to put itself in a nice position here. We've got enough speed to outspeed the Rotom, like I said, as well as Toxicroak. The next Pokemon we are bringing, kind of another special defensive Pokemon that we have on the team. We're bringing Equinox, the Umbreon. He has the leftovers, the Synchronize ability, Wish, Protect, Toxic, Sucker Punch. 252 EVs in HP. 20 in defense, 236 in special defense with a careful nature. This is going to help out with Hatterene. I'm very scared about offensive Hatterene. Again, it came to me in a vision where Trick Room Life Orb 3 attack Hatterene just starts picking up KOs. So I wanted to bring Umbreon for a few reasons. First off, helps out with special hits from things like Rotom. We can take some Dazzling Gleams from Hatterene. We don't like it, but we can. We can pivot between this, Reuniclus, and Toxapex to kind of figure out the moveset and go from there. We can help out with things like Cofagrigus. We can help out against things like the Noctowl as well. And we can just toss off Toxic's pretty. We can Wish Pass into a few of our other Pokemon as well that don't get it. And then Sucker Punch is there because Dracovish can be a really big problem. And Vicious Rend does double damage if it hits first. Sucker Punch out prioritizes Vicious Rend. So we can kind of wear those out around to get a little bit less damage and kind of gauge where he's at. And then we can switch around to a few of our other Pokemon, ideally Toxapex or our last Pokemon that you guys will see here. But Sucker Punch, that priority does help out a little bit with Dracovish, Vicious Rend. Also, the priority is nice just in case it is an last-ditch effort and we need to get a last-minute hit off with one of our slower Pokemon. But being able to Wish Pass, being able to spam Toxics, and then being able to Sucker Punch around is going to be really, really nice. The last Pokemon we are bringing on the team is going to be Where's My Hug, the Hitmontop. I think he did really well first week, so we are bringing him back. We have Where's My Hug, the Hitmontop with the Rocky Helmet, the Intimidate ability with Rapid Spin, Toxic, Sucker Punch, and Close Combat. We have 252 EVs in HP, 140 in defense, 140 EVs in attack, 28 in defense, 76 in special defense, 12 in speed with an Adamant Nature. You know, I built this set. I kept no notes on it. I kept absolutely no notes on it. We are outspeeding Noctowl by a few points should he decide to bring it. Sucker Punch again helps out with the Dracovish for the Vicious Rends, being able to take that a little bit better after an Intimidate. Rapid Spin does help out with the vast amount of hazards he has access to. Tossing off Toxics is always really nice in case he decides to switch in a Pokemon on this thing to take those hits. And then Close Combat just hits insanely hard. Cofagrigus wants to get Toxic, and then Close Combat just hits everything else really, really hard, which is really nice. Rocky Helmet does help out a lot of those physical attackers like Dracovish. If he brings Toxicroak, if he tries to U-turn with Persian, or do like infestation stuff with Shuckle, Rocky Helmet will help out with all of those as well, combining that with the toxic damage and Sucker Punch damage. We're going to keep that priority and that residual damage rolling. So that is going to be the team for this week. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below, and we're going to hop right into the battle. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome out. It is week 2 of the NCP Nimbus Season 3. The Detroit Steelwings are taking on my dad, Ultra Player, the New York Metagross. There's a lot of dads in the Pokemon community. It's really, really weird. But you guys missed the team builder earlier in this video, about 14 minutes-ish ago. You guys see the 6 that I'm bringing right below me. We have Toxapex, Reuniclus, Jirachi, Roserade, Umbreon, and Hitmontop. You guys see the 6 that I think my opponent is going to be bringing. Dracovish, Rotom Heat, Hatterene, Cofagrigus, Rhyperior, and Alolan Persian. I definitely think I would be shocked if you draft Dracovish and you don't bring Dracovish. Rotom Heat has to show up because, frankly, we have no ground. We have no electric immunity on our team. Hatterene's going to show up because Psychic and Fairy stab, rip, or like just offensively rip us apart. Cofagrigus is going to show up because I don't really have that offensive of a ghost or a dragon type, or a ghost or a dark type. So Cthagrigus is pretty seamless. Rhyperior is going to show up because it's a pretty solid rocker to bring. He could also bring Ferrothorn as well, but I think Rhyperior is going to be there more. I think Rhyperior will show up more so than I do think Ferrothorn. And then last was a toss-up. You know, I could see Toxicroak having some viability. I could see Ferrothorn as well showing up in its spots. I also thought that Shuckle could show up. I did say Toxicroak. Noctowl could be a little bit of a problem on our team since we don't have an electric type. So Noctowl could show up and be pretty interesting for us, especially with Tinted Lens. So those are the 6 that I think he's bringing right now. My man's doing an intro right now, so we are going to go on ahead and pause it until we get to the battle preview, and we'll be right back. All right, so my opponent's bringing a little bit of a different team than I anticipated. So we do see the Dracovish, we do see the Rotom, we see no Hatterene, but instead we see the Ferrothorn, which is fine by me. We see no Cthagrigus, but instead see Toxicroak, so that was something I was worried about. I would assume this has dry skin. Then we see Rhyperior. Then we see no Alolan Persian, but we do see the Shuckle, which is going to have probably Sturdy, I'd imagine. So let me change that up on the layout here. We have no Hatterene, but have Ferrothorn instead. Ferrothorn, what are you doing all the way up there? No Cthagrigus, but instead have Toxicroak. And then no Alolan Persian, but instead have Shuckle. Okay, cool. Now that we got all that taken care of here. Best lead in this scenario is probably going to be my Scarf Jirachi, I would say. I'm going to say Scarf Jirachi is going to be my best lead up. Actually, I lied. I'm going to lead off Reuniclus and start tossing off Future Sight since I don't really see something that can deal with that. Cool. All right. Let's go ahead and get to work here. We've got a pretty good idea about his team. As far as hazard removal goes, he's got his own Rotom that can help deal with that. But outside of that, if we can get rocks up pretty early, it'll be nice. I'd anticipate a Shuckle lead, personally. And if that is the case, we're doing quite a bit of damage right out the gate. And he does lead off actually with the Rhyperior. Okay. He does lead off with the Rhyperior here. So we can live pretty much any one hit that we want to go for from this thing. I'm just going to toss off a Future Sight here. As he reveals the Mega Horn, which is going to one-shot me 100%. Wow. Well, that's not good at all. Wow. Okay. Rhyperior kills Reuniclus. I didn't think he'd be that offensive. All right, so I'm going to go out into my Roserade here. Wow, that was something. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna go out into Roserade here, and what I'm going to do is just toss off a Sunny Day because I don't think he wants to stay in for a Giga Drain. I don't think he'd want to do that. Wow, I'm really upset. I thought Reuniclus was going to do really well this matchup. Okay, well, we learn something new every day. I'm really upset. I'm really upset. He's got quite a bit of attack on that thing. Okay. Or he's got like leftovers of some sort. Or not leftovers, like an item like Expert Belt or something. Because we should have, like, standard set should have lived that. But if he was... Even if he was max attack adamant, that was still a roll. It was a roll in his favor, but it was a roll. It goes out into Ferrothorn here. We're going to go for the Sunny Day. And then I'm just going to toss off a Life Orb Weather Ball. Do I go for the Weather Ball expecting the Rotom to want to come in? Or do I Sludge Bomb? I'm just going to go for the Weather Ball. I'm going to tag what's in front of me. He had tagged what was in front of him, so that's what I'm going to do here. He could make the pivot into Rotom, which is a good play. But this Weather Ball is going to hurt something. And I want to see it be this Ferrothorn. I'm still torn up about that Reuniclus. I'm so torn up about Reuniclus. Okay. Even, man, maybe Banded Rhyperior, man. Maybe that's what it is. I mean, it hit like a truck if it was, but he would draw, so Sludge Bomb would have been the play here as he goes out into Misaki, which is going to be the Shuckle, actually. Okay. So we're going to get a Weather Ball off on this thing. I want to see how well this thing takes it. Pretty well, actually. Pretty well. Shuckle. Let's see. In the sun, Weather Ball is doing about 42 to 50, so we got a little bit of a low roll there. I'm going to toss off another Weather Ball here. As he actually withdraws. Okay. And he goes out into Chihiro, which is the Rotom. Okay. And that's some big boy damage for Rotom as well. I'm curious if he's offensive. I am going to switch out. And I am going to go out into... If he goes for an Overheat, I think he's going to go for an Overheat. I'm going to go out into Toxapex here. If he goes for like a Trick or something, that's fine. Well, not really fine, but we got some good shiv damage on two of his Mons. Two of his bulkier Mons, which is nice. Is he? Oh, he goes for the Thunderbolt straight out. All right, that hurts. That hurts. We're going to get our Black Sludge back. And what we're going to do now is actually go out into... We're going to go out into Umbreon here. We're going to go on to Umbreon. So Rotom has Thunderbolt. Are you choiced? I don't think you would be. Nope. All right. So Rotom has Nasty Plot. That's not good. So we know we're faster with Roserade. We know we are faster with Roserade. So let's go for... Let's go for a Wish here. As he goes to Thunderbolt again. That's going to put us a little bit above half as we go for that. And now Thunderbolt's going to be fine for us, but if he goes for another Nasty Plot, that's going to be a little bit problematic. Or if he goes for an Overheat even. I'm going to Protect here. I'm going to get back up to full. I'm going to get back up to full, and then we can attempt to go for a Toxic or something like that. He couldn't certainly go for, he could certainly go for a Nasty Plot here as he actually withdraws. Okay. Fine by me. And he goes out into Sarata, which is the Dracovish. Okay. So we're going to be at full health to be able to take this thing on. Which is fine by me. Now then, the question remains... Vicious Wren from Scarf has a chance to knock us out. I am just going to go for a... Or does not have a chance to knock us out. Adamant Scarf does not. I am going to go for a Toxic here. To put this thing on a little bit of a timer. As he goes for the Vicious Wren. And he is banded. Okay. All right. All right. Dracovish kills Umbreon with Rend. All right. Oh, boy. All right. So now we have a Hitmontop. Now we have a Hitmontop that can come in and intimidate this guy. Now he's down to neutral. Which means... Vicious Wren still knocks us Oh, Jesus. This thing is a monster. So now what we can do is go out into our Toxapex here after we got that Intimidate drop. We'll pivot around. Toxapex is able to take that 33 to 39. So knowing that he's banded is good for us because that also means that Rose Raid is going to be faster as well. Here comes the Vicious Rend. 100 down to 48. That is 52. We are at 57. So what I want to do right now is actually switch back around to get that Regenerator. Because I don't know if he'd try to take that roll, but I'm going to go out into Hitmontop here. I'm going to go out and Hitmontop, and I want to keep that around for that Shuckle in case he does have any sort of in case he does have webs for this thing. And he does withdraw. Okay, so we did make the good play in withdrawing, and he goes down to Misaki, which is the Shuckle. Cool beans. So us having our Hitmontop out is good news for us. We'll get an Intimidate off on this thing, and I can go for a close combat. I can also toss off a Toxic pretty freely, so I think that'll be move one is going for Toxic, because I don't think he switches Ferrothorn in on this thing. All right, so now this thing is Toxic. He goes for the Sticky Web. Okay, so now we're in a battle where I can just Rapid Spin this away. Get my speed boost, get a little bit of chip off of on him. I don't see a Rocky Helmet or anything. He's got Encore. Okay. So he Encored me in a Sticky Web. That's very interesting. Now, I don't think he'd try to do it again. So I'm going to switch out into Jirachi here. As he maybe tries to switch out into Toxicroak. Yep, so he does switch out, and he goes out into Sarada, which is the Dracovish. Okay, cool. So what we can do right here is just go for a U-turn, and we will U-turn right out into our... We'll U-turn out into our Toxapex. I had to think about that. It is rather late tonight. All right, we'll go on to Toxapex here. He is banded. That is one thing to note. This is going to hurt a little bit more. I forgot he was banded. So he knows he can get another hit off on us. So what I want to do right here to get a little bit more chip is to go for that Baneful Bunker. Because he can pick up a KO pretty freely right now. He withdraws. Okay, he withdraws. And he goes out into Jin, which is the Rhyperior. Okay. So he goes out into this. I think my play here is to go out into Hitmontop. Kind of threaten this thing. Get a little Intimidate off, take an Earthquake, do all that fun business that Hitmontop does. There's the Earthquake from the Rhyperior. That does so much damage. Oh my god. Our Rhyperior. I mean, I have to assume... Where did that put us? 54. That did 60. Oh, yeah. He's max attack adamant banded. Okay. So... Oh my god. I don't have much that takes an Earthquake from this thing. I'm going to go for a close combat here. We're going to get some big boy damage off. And then he's going to pick me off with the Earthquake. All right. Rhyperior. KOs. Hit with EQ. All right. I have to go out into Roserade here and click Giga Drain. Which should do enough to knock this thing out. I don't think he wants me to go for another Sunny Day here for his Ferrothorn. All right, and we do knock out the Rhyperior. It is not a 6-0. Now, I'm curious what he wants to go out into next. Maybe Rotom? I might be able to pick off Rotom from where it's at. We know it's not Scarfed. We know he's not Scarfed. I gotta figure out how I can win this. We lost a lot of our Pokemon really early because banded moves just hit really hard. I mean, it's a great way to break my team. It's a fantastic way to break the team, but can't say I'm the world's biggest fan. So, yeah, the what's it called? Toxicroak could definitely come out. Toxicroak could definitely come out. We'll see. Yuko, I think that's the Toxicroak. I think that was his best play here. So, I know I'm faster. But a Gunk Shot takes me out. Weather Ball in the Sun takes this thing out. If he goes for Gunk Shot, I think I have to go for Sunny Day and hope he like doesn't get a Gunk Shot. Is that what I have to do here? I think so. I think that's the only way I win. I need you to miss a Gunk Shot. He's got Earthquake. Okay, so he thought that Toxicroak was going to be coming out. Or he thought that the, what's it called? He thought that Toxpex was going to be coming out. Okay, so how much? So we know you're not that. So how much is Sucker Punch doing? I'm at 38%. Sucker Punch has a chance to not KO me. I think I could take this opportunity to go out into Jirachi. Does Jirachi kill you with Fire Punch? In the Sun? Fire Punch in the Sun does not kill, but I've got a chance to flinch with Iron Head. Let's... Oh, goodness. Goodness gracious. Let's go Toxpex. See if he goes for a Sucker Punch here. There's the Earthquake. He just goes for it again, man. All right. So that's not good for us. It's not good for us. We should have just weather balled that thing. I think I need to keep Toxpex. I'm gonna go out into. I'm burning up my own turns of sun. I gotta go out into Jirachi here. Just to get that regenerator to help out with Dracovish. There's the Earthquake again. Earthquake's gonna do a major damage. Yeah, I think what I need to do is just get some Iron Heads off here. Or go for Fire Punch or something. Fire Punch in the Sun is doing more. Let's go for that. So he withdraws. Does he go out into... He goes out into Mage-Hand, which is going to be the Ferrothorn. Okay, that's actually good news for us to get this Sun Boosted Fire Punch off. Because we are almost able to one-shot. And we actually snagged the burn. So the burn is actually, I believe, going to be able to take out this Ferrothorn. Hey, nope, never mind. Okay. So we're going to be able to get one more hit off with a fire punch here. If he wants to preserve this thing, he can and go out into something else. But we're going to be able to knock out the Ferrothorn. Rachi KOs Pharaoh with fire punch. And the sunlight goes away. Okay, so we don't need to have a sunny day up anymore with Roserade, which is good. That is good. If Dracovish comes in, we can get a little bit extra damage off. Goes down to Serrata. Okay, so we can get a little bit of extra damage off for a Sludge Bomb from Roserade. I like that play a lot. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. So snag or burn, 20% burn, 20% burn. No, okay. Dracovish. KO's Rachi. With Rend. All right. So I have approximately 13, 26, 39, 42. I have 4 hits left with Roserade. I have 4 hits left with Roserade. I need to go out into this. What is... I need to hope. Dracovish Choice Band. Sludge Bomb does 71 to 84 to you. I think I need a little bit more chip off. I think I go for a recover here. Just a scout. He withdraws. Okay, so we made the right play. Well, technically the right play was doubling out into Roserade here. Toxpex versus Toxic Croak. We know you're not Life Orb. Sludge Wave is doing 15 to 18. I mean, that's our only play we really have. Oh, and he is Swords Dance. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. All right, maybe I did need that up. Maybe I did need that up. Let's see how much damage we can get to this guy. Let's see how much damage we can do. I was about to say, that was a crit, wasn't it? That was a lot of damage. We're going to try to get as much damage off on this thing as possible for Roserade to come in. Roserade against Toxic Croak. Roserade against Toxic Croak. 43 to 51 is what we're doing with Sludge Bomb. Oh, boy. We're going to be in the ballpark. We're going to be in the ballpark. I don't like it. I don't like it. Especially if he does have Sucker Punch somewhere. Yeah, I need to go for another one here. There's another Earthquake. That's going to knock us out. Croak, KOs, Tox. Oh, yeah. Unless he's like negative Spadef nature, I think he wins this. I think he wins this. Or we get a big crit with Sludge Bomb. I mean, I guess what's +2 Earthquake doing to us? Too much. It actually knocks us out. So yeah, we need a big crit Sludge Bomb right now. Big crit Sludge Bomb. Unfortunately, we do not get it. Unfortunately, we do not get it. And that is going to be GG to my man Ultra Player. 4-0 to him. That was great prep. That was great prep. I gotta say, the Rhyperior, the banded Rhyperior right out the gate. Double banded Pokemon is absolutely insane. I gotta applaud that. That was fantastic prep on his part. Definitely go check out his channel. Link will of course be in the description. If you guys have enjoyed, go on ahead and show some love on that like button down below. And of course, if you guys are new, feel free to subscribe for some more. All that being said, I want to remind you guys to be great and do great. And I'll see you all in the next video. Later.